So, you've lifted your Jeep and it looks great and you're really happy with it. But for some reason it's wandering all over the road and it feels like you feel every little bump in the road. Well, the installation of the JKS Control Arm Kit could be the answer. I've got one for my Jeep. Let's work on that. These brackets fit 2007 and up JKs and JKUs and should be able to be installed in about 2 hours. The higher you lift your Jeep, the more your geometry goes out of whack. Your pinion angle can cause some vibration and premature drivetrain wear. And the caster angle, which will keep your steering wheel from centering itself automatically, causing that drifting feel. This bracket kit is going to correct both of these problems while allowing you to maintain your factory control arm. You'll simply bolt this bracket kit up in place in your stock control arm mounts on your frame and then attach your control arms to this mount. Now you only want to replace one of these at a time, so I'm going to start on the driver's side and then we're going to go to the passenger side. Okay, so the first bolt, I was able to get it loosened, and I didn't take it out yet, but it is loose. I'm going to break the bottom one loose now. On the inside of the frame, there is a flag nut, and then this side of the bolt is an 18mm. And then down here, we've got a 24 and a 21, and we're going to have to use a wrench on this because I can't get a socket on that because of the exhaust.
Later.
Okay, so we've got the control arms down out of the way, and we're just going to fit our bracket. And I can't do that while I'm filming. Put that bracket up in there, bolt it in place, and torque it to the proper specifications. I will put those in the description below. Wow, that's loose. It's still kind of preloaded. Might have to take those bolts completely out. And you might need to use a pry bar to pull your control arm out. I know I did, because it was kind of stuck.
A few moments later.
Okay, so just as a comparison, this is the passenger side, which I haven't put the bracket in yet. And oops. Here's the driver's side with the lower bracket installed but not tightened yet, because we're not going to tighten any of the bolts until we get the other side in.
More moments later.
Here you can see the little bit of ground clearance I lost. It's not going to be that big of a deal. We'll see. And there's the passenger side again. You can see the severe angle compared to this one where the lower control arm's not quite level, but pretty close.
20 minutes later.
I also used the bottle jack on the bottom of the pinion to line up the holes on the upper control arm to get the bolt in, and then I just release the pressure from it. But I'm going to leave the jack in place until I get the other side on.
1 hour later.
Okay, so we got it all lined up. All the bolts are in. All that's left to do is torque everything down to the proper settings. Now, the bolts that go on the bottom where you see the wrench, those are 125 foot-pounds, both here on the frame and up at the axle. The top bolts for the top control arms, the 75 foot-pounds, all 3 bolts.
Eventually.
So I'm just going to take the Jeep down the road, and then I'm going to let the wife drive it, and we're going to see if there's any real difference.
One eternity later.
How's it run?
Great.
Drives good?
Awesome.
Go.
I
Rude.
think it runs awesome too.
How'd it go? Awesome. Okay guys, I drove it. The wife drove it. It's unbelievable the difference. It rides smoother, it tracks straighter, it doesn't fight you going down the road. I'm a believer. So that's it. The installation of the JKS Control Arm Relocation Bracket, which fixes the geometry in your front axle.
Eventually.
Don't forget to retorque those bolts after about 100 miles for your first off-road trip, whichever comes first. And that's all we have for you today. Have a nice day. Click like, comment below. Make sure to subscribe and follow along.